Welcome everybody to our cow-calf workshop. Our presenters this evening are Amanda Kaufman, who is the regional livestock educator from the southwest part of Wisconsin, and Ryan Steary from the regional dairy educator from the northwest corner. So we're from the southwest and the northwest. And then me, I'm Sandy Stuttgen, the agriculture educator from Taylor County. So the goal of this short presentation is to build your awareness of daily and enhanced biosecurity planning that's outlined within the Secure Beef Supply Planning for responding to a foreign animal disease identified in Wisconsin. So biosecurity means keeping your herd secure from biological threats, the bacteria and the viruses that make cattle sick. It involves recognizing and identifying common or endemic biological risks associated with the introduction of new cattle and the movement of cattle and traffic within your operation. The goal is to prevent, reduce, control, or eliminate each risk identified. You want to work with your advisors to learn about the common risks in your area. Once you know them, then you can work again to evaluate your herd's resistance to control or eliminate them. And one way to boost resistance is to maintain herd immunity. And we do this by setting up receiving protocols, like our vaccine protocols, nutrition, and our receiving pen location for those cattle that are coming onto the operation with either known or unknown health histories. Isolation is the key to reduce the spread of disease by eliminating that direct nose-to-nose contact between the incoming cattle and the farm's resident cattle for 30 days. Ask for disease test results before purchasing animals and or plan to test all stock entering the herd for diseases that could jeopardize your own cattle. You want to maintain herd health and treatment records for 2 years so that if diseases arise, the issue can be reported back to the stock seller. All transport trucks and trailers should be clean and follow a designated path within your operation, with loading and unloading areas, including the dead stock removal, located on the perimeter of the operation. It's important to control, exclude rodents, birds, and wildlife within the operation because they can transmit disease. You want to read and follow label directions for the control products that you're using and be safe about handling them. Also, you want to think about using signs to label the entrances to your property and designate the parking areas. Keep a record of all visitors so that you can perform your own trace back when problems arise. Limiting people's access and having a designated path to cattle pens, feeding and mixing and feed storage areas, and feed bunks and treatment areas. This separation of limiting access is known as maintaining a line of separation. An LOS is a clearly defined boundary around and within the premise that separates on-farm traffic from off-farm traffic. And it's done in order to prevent disease from entering or moving about the farm on vehicles, equipment, and people. Now, we cannot always control where the animals, the rodents, the wildlife, the dog, the cat, we can't always control where they go, but we can control people movement. Shoes, tires, clothing, equipment, all these things associated with people pose movement risks for the spread of disease on your operation. So take a minute, don't close your eyes because you're going to fall asleep, but think in your mind's eye an aerial map of your operation. Now draw the outside line of separation around the perimeter of your property. That's your first line of separation. And that's what's depicted here on this Google Earth map. That yellow line is the outer fence line, and there's 2 driveways. We also need to draw the internal line of separation and think about how to restrict access and designate travel within your operation to your young stock areas, your feeding areas, the hospital pens, etc. The visualization we just completed is part of daily biosecurity planning, and it's outlined in your handout that's entitled Step 1, Movement Risks in Biosecurity. The back side of that handout diagrams an LOS and explains all the risks. Fewer movements help keep diseases away from your animals. Now, if you check all the green boxes, then you've maintained a closed herd. Congratulations. But once you check one yellow, orange, or pink box, then your cattle are at risk. And when you seriously think about it, there's no such thing as a closed herd. Your operation is a business, and movements on and off the farm are essential. This handout is designed to get you to think about tackling your daily biosecurity plan for mitigating those common biological risks. But it's also important to work to prevent your herd from the uncommon things, including a foreign animal disease. During a disease outbreak, especially if it's due to a foreign animal disease in your area, control is going to hinge on stopping all movement of animals and animal products in milk, semen, embryos, manure, anything that around an infected premise. Foot and mouth disease serves as the example that secure beef supply uses for controlling the introduction of a foreign animal disease in the United States. Controlling FMD will involve the use of movement permits, and those movement permits are going to be issued by the state veterinarian. Once you show the state veterinarian that you have completed an enhanced biosecurity continuity of business plan. So this is what DACAP is working right now on for beef producers. They have one in place for dairy already. How you will file an enhanced biosecurity plan with them. So when food and foreign animal disease such as foot and mouth breaks, you'll call up the state veterinarian and say, hey, I have one of those plans on file, please issue me my movement permit, and then business can continue. Foot and mouth disease is the gold standard. Preparing to manage it will prepare you to successfully manage other diseases. Foot and mouth disease is a severe and highly contagious viral disease. It causes illness in cows, pigs, sheep, goats, deer, and other animals with divided hooves. It does not affect horses or dogs or cattle or people. It's not a public or food safety threat. Meat and milk from FMD infected animals is safe to eat and drink. It's also not related to hand, foot, and mouth disease. That's a common childhood illness caused by different viruses. Foot and mouth is what is a worldwide concern. It can cause significant economic losses, and it is very, very contagious. While many countries across the globe are dealing with it, the United States has eradicated it since 1929. Like I said, it's really contagious. It's spread in saliva, respiratory droplets, milk, semen, urine, and manure. It's easily spread directly between animals and indirectly on clothing, footwear, vehicles, and equipment, and the virus is stable in the environment for months. Virus does not kill outright. Instead, it causes painful blisters on the mouth and the feet, and the animal will stop eating, becomes lame, it starts to wither away, and it actually can die secondarily from starvation or a secondary disease. The federal response to foot and mouth disease is pre-planned and it's robust. When it's identified in your animals or in our area, an eradication program will be launched, and that program is designed to protect our nation's livestock herd. It's not so much about protecting you and your cattle anymore. It's a bigger deal than that. We're looking at protecting the nation's agriculture industry. You can begin by preparing your biosecurity planning by first obtaining your premise ID number. These are voluntary in Wisconsin, and they're used to quickly contact you in the event of a disease threat in your area. The other two-sided handout in your packet talks about some of the basic concepts for writing that for preventing disease, and it outlines the secure beef supply. You can also go to securebeef.org online and download templates for writing your operation-specific enhanced biosecurity plan. As you write this enhanced plan, you're going to be identifying and recording your contingency plans for operating your business during a time of restricted movement due to the disease outbreak that's been identified in your area. Your movement permit will be issued once you share your written enhanced biosecurity plan with the Wisconsin State Veterinarian. So familiarize yourself with the symptoms of FMD and inspect your cattle for it. It's important to do that daily inspection of your cattle so you're familiar with what's normal, so you can quickly identify the abnormal and seek help. And don't ignore problems or symptoms. The sooner you address it, the sooner it gets reported, the sooner the situation can be addressed. So thanks for that little infomercial from me about secure bee supply planning. If you have any questions or need to contact me, my contact information is on the slide.